Okay, folks, I want to address this whole thing of the populace, or at least as far as the right is concerned, I guess if you want to call it, the real truth, when it comes to the politics of the country, there's no real right and left. Really, what we got is a duopoly because the Democrats and Republicans are basically controlled by the same people as a whole, except for certain what they would call fringe factions of their parties. And to tell you the truth, I'd say that at this point, Republicans have the Freedom Caucus is more fringe than the so-called progressives or the squad, as they call it, because they're pretty much have they're on their knees pretty much when it comes to they've. I mean, come on, this is the same group of people that basically voted for Nancy Pelosi to be Speaker of the House with no using no leverage at all to get a vote for Medicare for all or single payer plan or $50 minimum wage. They didn't do anything. They just, called their mama bear and said, okay, come right back on in and keep on doing your insider trading and all the other dirty stuff you do. But anyway, I digress. Let me get to the point. There's this appears to be an attempt to make Elon Musk appear to be this free speech hero. Well, let me tell you guys something. Any of you that believe that this little interview that Elon Musk had proves that Elon has balls, you're falling for the trick. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, Elon was dealing with a lot of attacks on his advertisers because, and let's just be real, the Zionist organizations were trying to tell Elon that there was all this anti-Semitic stuff going on Twitter or on X, as you want to call it, and they wanted him to do something about it. And Elon was getting a lot of pushback about it because it wasn't, a lot of claims I think they made weren't really substantiated. But Elon has a pushback. And then what Media Matters did to him, which is not only a smear, but basically a fraud, which Elon had threatened to sue, which I think he had a more than legitimate claim against Media Matters on some fake statistics that they made up. I mean, that was horrible what they did, and they should be sued for. But I suspect there's a lot of deals going on in the background, okay? And Elon's not as bold as many of you may think he is. First of all, yes, he may be the richest man in the world, but what you guys gotta understand is Elon Musk has a lot of government contracts, okay? And those contracts also afforded him not to have to compete against a lot of other would be tech geniuses just as well as himself. Okay? So that has definitely given Elon a competitive advantage in a lot of ways that you're not going to hear about. Okay? So in other words, Elon could still be rich, but he could end up not being the richest man in the world if, say, some chance that some of these government contracts that he may have or subsidies that he may have for certain projects weren't brought about. Elon went to Israel and basically kissed the ring of the Zionist elite, okay? Went there, talked to Benjamin Netanyahu, a whole bunch of other ones. And he basically kissed the ring. He kissed the proverbial ring when he went there, okay? He didn't go there for no reason. I submit that he went there because he wanted to get the whole anti-Semitic stigma off of him and the attacks on the advertisers. I think that was his primary goal. And it was all about imagery at that point. It was all about optics. But, after he does that, right, goes to Israel, Basically goes along with everything Netanyahu was saying. He turns around, goes there, looks at some images, and gets given a necklace by one of the people there that had one of their, or a few of their family members kidnapped, which I think they got back. He's up there wearing that same tag that they gave him. And he said, well, I'll wear it until your family member is reunited or released. But the thing is, Elon never bothered to go to Gaza. And I doubt he ever will. I doubt he ever will. So he can sit up here and tell, Disney to go fuck themselves. And he can basically tell Bob Iger to go fuck himself. And everybody's like, ooh, see how tough Elon is? And yeah, well, if Elon was so tough, why didn't he go visit Gaza the same way he went and visited Israel? Why didn't he go there? I mean, you got basically a 21 death rate here ever since October 7th. I mean, pretty much all those innocent children and innocent people are being blamed for Hamas. I mean, you're talking about 30,000 people compared to over 2 million people. But you're saying that we're going here to kill Hamas. So meantime, you've killed basically a 21 ratio of Palestinians compared to the Israelis that were killed in that attack. I mean, that is not a proportionate retaliation by any stretch of imagination. I mean, you're turning off the water supply, humanitarian aid, bombing hospitals, but Elon never bothered to even go there to see the other side of the coin. So as far as it goes, Elon went to Israel to protect his business. Nothing else. And then now what's happening is he's out here, showing this bravado. But I'll be honest with you, I think that they knew he was going to do that. And hell, he may have even been encouraged to do it because you know what? Even though they wanted Elon to kiss the ring, they know what the overall global sentiment is. And it's not even close when it comes to people's opinions of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. About most people's perspective on who is the perpetrators of this or the main culprits of this entire conflict. They know. The government of Israel knows what the public sentiment is, the global public sentiment is. It's overwhelmingly against them. And I don't think they would want Elon to appear to be compromised because that whole thing made him look compromised. I mean, come on. He was obviously compromised by going to Israel like that and didn't even go. See, if it was an even-handed situation politically for Elon, he would have went to Gaza. But his main purpose was to go there to try to beat off this anti-Semitic stigma so they would leave the advertisers alone. So now Elon is trying to save face, trying to get his mojo back, so to speak, by up there talking about, whoa, don't advertise. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Was that clear? I hope it was. Yeah, well, I think it would have been a lot more effective had he done that before he went to Israel and made himself look like a lapdog. So, I just wanted to touch that point there, people, so that if you believe that Elon Musk is some big proponent of free speech, understand that he's a businessman. He is one of the oligarchs. He's in bed with a lot of these people, proverbially. So even he has to play the game to some degree. Even if he believes, or at least to stay in power, or to at least maintain his wealth and all the favors that he gets, to get preferential treatment as far as these projects and contracts that he gets with these governments probably throughout the world. So what I'm telling you is, don't let a guy who was a multi-billionaire, well over 100 times over, make you believe that because he's telling these advertisers like he's talking like he's got this type of swag to where, well, I'm not worried about him. No, he is worried about the advertisers. Thing is, understand something. Elon Musk bought Twitter for $44 billion. And if you go back to the things that was going on before, remember, Elon overpaid for Twitter. Because remember, one of the big problems with that deal was for Elon was the fact that when they did an audit on the Twitter website, people had some of the experts who had went through these audits had concluded there's probably at least 80% of the users that were on Twitter were bots, not real people. Well, for one, that the bots don't have any value like real people. Okay? You don't get conversions from bots. Bots are not coming out of their pocket and paying you. No, your value comes from real people, real users, human users. The bots may be there for marketing purposes, could be there for surveillance purposes, could be for a lot of different things. But the bots don't have any material value to a business because they are not capturing value from those bots. Where they capture value from is humans. That's how business works. Two things that a business does: it proposes value and captures value. And it's not capturing value from computerized programs and instructions. Okay? It's getting its value from people. And so if you want to get technical about it, you do the calculation, right? If Elon bought Twitter for $44 billion, okay? That means he paid 80% more than what that business is worth, all right? So basically, Twitter was probably really only worth, if you go by the bot value, I mean, it may not quite work this way. Okay, I'm no expert, but I will say that if you go based on the bots not having value, if you assume that the bots don't have any, which they don't have any conversion value. The bots may help as far as marketing, but those conversions come from people. The money transfer, the resources come from humans, not bots. So you're talking about a company or a business that was worth probably less than $9 billion. And Elon paid $44 billion. And it would hurt not only maybe Elon's ego, but it would hurt his credibility or his judgment business-wise that he made an investment like that and lost. He doesn't want to do that because that hurts his reputation, business-wise. That puts the question, okay, well, Elon made this bad business deal, and that's going to be a stain on his record. And the fact of the matter is, he tried to go, I think he originally was saying that maybe he didn't want to do that deal, and he wanted to go back to renegotiate that with the court, but he said, no, never mind, because maybe he kind of was stuck in a position once he did that, you know? So, in essence, he took the deal and said, okay, we'll figure it out. The problem is, you have all this other crap going on with DI and SEG, all this social engineering crap that has nothing to do with real capitalism. Because real capitalism is concerned, is the bottom line, not trying to shape society the way they want to. What that is cultural imperialism. And the fact of the matter is, business is supposed to basically give value based on what that culture already values, not try to force value on a society, its own values. Oh, well, I don't like that you have these particular people on these platforms, or I don't like that you have this, that you allow this content on your platform, so therefore we don't want to advertise with you. We don't want to do any advertisements on your platform. This is a way to control public discourse, people. goes against the principles of what the founding fathers and framers of the Constitution wanted when they instituted the free press. This is a betrayal to those principles. These people don't care about that. They care about power, control. That's what they care about. And to be honest with you, Elon Musk is not that much different. He's not that much different. So him running out here talking about go fuck yourself, FY, kind of it doesn't really, when you think about it and you put all that stuff together, doesn't quite have the same effect. Doesn't seem quite as genuine now, does it? So Elon Musk does not want to lose all that money, all right? So at the end of the day, I feel like he did what he had to do to try to change the image or the perception and to appease the Zionists, appease the ADL, appease the state of Israel. Okay? So, because if he wasn't, then why did he go to Gaza? Why didn't he go to Gaza? And I can tell you, I doubt he ever will go to Gaza. And if he ever does go to Gaza, it'll be well after the fact that, that place has been emptied out. Okay? So either way, he's not really going to go to Gaza when it counts if he ever does go. So do not give. I mean, really, you got to understand some people. There's a saying, no one deserves to be on a pedestal. Because no one can live up to those expectations. Not even Elon Musk. All right, y'all. Until the next time, I'm out.